And Rich Trapper tapping in, TNN Trap News Network. You feel me?
Rich Trapper.
The homie wanted you to whitelist this shit too.
Who?
Rich Trapper.
Rich Trapper?
He be reacting to your shit.
What's the deal? What's the deal, y'all? Rich Trapper tapping in, TNN Trap News Network. A week back in action with another reaction video. Back in this thing. Like cracking this thing. Ooh, you see that 4 times, yeah? You feel me? Don't worry about it, big dog. Don't worry about it. It hurt if it hits you. It might look a little crazy, but that double jab is sick, big dog. Don't get into it, big dog. You get ugly. Don't even worry about it. We finna get into this content, but before we get into this content, make sure you find me on all streaming platforms. Rich Trapper, something to go is out now. Go get into that, man. Rich Trapper, something to go get into that. Something to go get into that. If you ain't got into that, you already know the deal, man. You already know the deal, man. Please get into that if you ain't got into that. You need to get into it. So honey bourbon loose leaves, not Dutchess. Honey bourbon loose leaves, man. Shout out to loose leaves. Shout out to honey bourbon. Shout out to Deso Dub, man. That's an awful lot of loose leaves. It's an awful lot of honey bourbons. It's an awful lot of cough syrup. It's an awful lot of rich trapping going on. I'm outside in the field doing what I gotta do, but I'm gonna stop on my way home to give me some of them honey bourbon loose leaves. Don't even worry about it, because the honey bourbons is what we need and what we do, man. Awful lot of cough syrup. Awful lot of loose leaves. Awful lot of rich trapping, man. Loose leaves. Perfectly cut leaves for a perfect roll every time. Get into that, man. If you don't like to roll up and do trees, you can get you some of them live resin, tasty, disposable 1G cartridges, man. Each cartridge got 1G, indica, sativas, hybrids, every flavor going from cherry pie to they got some limoncello, they got some bananas, they got purple punch, all kind of stuff, man. But for those of y'all who want to be a little bit more discreet, maybe you at the kids' school, maybe you at work, maybe you are in church in the bathroom trying to sneak a token, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, man, they got them available for you too. So you want to get into those, They are available at every legal dispensary near you, man. If you can find it on Weed Maps, you can find it there. Don't even worry about it. If you're trying to get some of this good advertising promotion, marketing and advertising promotion from TNN Trap News Network, find me on Instagram, Trap News Network, TRAPNEWSNETWORX, that's Trap News Network. And we giving away this chili, big dog. We giving away $200. How we giving away $200? This is how we give away $200. If you drop a comment between now and the end of April, you end up with a chance to win $50 to the best comment. If we get to 10,000 subscribers between now and May the 14th, the top commenter will receive a $150 cash app. So make sure y'all hear the chili landing. That's me getting chili so I can give away chili. Don't even worry about it. Make sure y'all get into that though. We finna jump into this content, man. Make sure y'all drop them comments so we can give y'all this chili. We got Adam22 talking about DW Flame no longer being on the Tuesday show. I wonder if that has something to do with DW Flame pressing him. We finna find out together though, without no further do's or don'ts. We finna jump into this content. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
I kind of feel that way about both of you guys. Like, I feel like in terms of like building a podcast, and I don't know what the fucking fans are gonna think. I can't see the chat right now and everything, but I do feel like Lush excels in like an extreme amount of hip hop knowledge. Brick Baby excels in a way similar, but like more of a street perspective. And I feel like I said this last week or whatever, and I'm really slowly gonna have to fucking
under
take
the
under the chin
right there,
bro. I'm gonna look fat as fuck. But I feel like a good No Jumper show needs that. The best era, in a lot of people's opinions, was the AD and House Phone era before that sort of started to fall apart. And when you think about it, it's like you kind of had AD as the street perspective to some extent, and then you had House Phone, which is more like the hipster fun, whatever. I feel like, if anything, I feel a lot more confident that we...
Shout out to Adam for acknowledging the fact that the AD House Phone era probably was the best era of No Jumper. Shout out to him for that.
We can cover the ground that I really want to cover in terms of actually talking about rap music and the culture with us three than any lineup that I have previously had in place. And that's no shots at anybody else. And I realize that we are in a time right now where it feels imperative that we be able to have conversations about what's going on in hip-hop, because mainstream hip-hop is all of a sudden like way more interesting.
It's exciting
than it's been in a long fucking time. And it's easy to forget that this did not exist a month ago or 2 months ago or whatever, and like all of a sudden a lot of shit has changed. People forget Academics was like bad PR after bad PR for like months.
A lot of people.
Not to take anything away from the fact that obviously he controls a huge fucking audience and that his shit was still going or whatever, but it was like bad PR, and then all of a sudden this shit comes up and it's like his perspective is so needed and him like guiding the narrative is so needed that all of a sudden it's like all that shit has been swept away, and Ak is like seeing his star. I bet if we were to go to Social Blade or whatever, even on Twitter or YouTube, whatever, I bet that his shit is glowing the fuck up right now.
So you think the big three
Brought hip hop back.
Are we ready to do the big three conversation? Because I don't think we're ready. I think we got to do a little bit more work before we get to that.
No, we can do more work.
I'm going to tease it.
Oh, you got an exclusive.
I tapped in with Champagne Poppy. Holy fuck, I'm going to be on all these meme pages with my chin out. I tapped in with Champagne Poppy, and I got his top 3 in the hip-hop media. Now, we got a few other things we got to talk about before I'm going to get to that, but I'm teasing that. I have the opinion of the sixth god.
You told him that you seen his swipe before everybody else?
The man, I did. That's a good point. I did see his dick way before everybody else. I should have sent it to him right as soon as I got it. I have the exclusive.
Pause. No rat run hunting drinking a hot dog water over this entire video. That's wild. No Diddy.
On that, and I will be releasing that by the end of this podcast. But I do feel like that there's some other groundwork that we need to kind of cover before we get to that. So let's start off with the fact that. Oh, and before we even get to that, I do want to send love and respect to my man DW Flame.
Shouts to Flame.
This is not an end of the relationship with DW Flame by any means. I do believe that he is coming out to New York. I spoke to him earlier today when I called him and told him, like, hey, bro, I think we're going to go a little bit different direction on Tuesday. I'm pretty good at judging people's reaction, their emotional state, whatever. This was a man who was not tripping. He was tripping.
He posted no jumper promoting content.
Hold on real quick, y'all. Hold on. My bad. Hold on, y'all. Hey, call your mom and tell her happy birthday. Love you guys. And you never have to ask for permission to call your mom. Just take out your phone and call her. And make sure you call her every day so she always know that you guys love her. It's important to make sure that you have a great relationship with your mom, so never forget to call her every day. Sorry, my bad, y'all. I had to tell my kids to tap in with their mama. You feel me? Hold on. My bad, y'all. I wanted to make sure my sons called their mama to tell her happy birthday. Let's keep going.
The next day or that same day.
Right, and then we had to have a talk about that because the party promoter put the No Jumper logo like 3/4 of the flyer. Anyway, we'll get to that.
Hey, I'm not a bitter baby daddy, big dog. I got full custody of my kids. I love my kids and all that kind of stuff, but they moms is important. Shout out to my baby mamas. I ain't gonna say I love y'all because that's not the truth. But I like y'all though. Y'all cool. Y'all like my cousins on my daddy's side. Y'all just be acting funny because y'all on my daddy's side, but y'all come from his people, so don't worry about it because now people gonna think that my baby mamas is actually my cousins. Fellas, if you got a baby mama and she annoying, just call her your cousin. Just call her your cousin. You got a baby mama, she get on your nerves, you be like, oh yeah, that's my cousin on my daddy's side. That's why she act like that, because you know my daddy people don't be having no sense. So just call her your cousin on your daddy's side. They gonna think it's a little bit weird at first. It's a joke. My baby mamas get super pissed off when I call them my cousins, and now they finna see this, and now they homegirls, because they be watching all that kind of stuff, is finna see this, and they gonna show it to them, they be like, he called you his cousin. Yup, that's my cousin on my daddy's side. That's why she act funny like that, because they dropped her on her head, but she gonna be okay. She gonna be okay. My daddy's side of the side of the family be acting funny. Don't worry about it. Baby mamas is hard. Let's keep going.
But DW, him being on the Tuesday show was like, let's see what's going on. Let's see how this works. We put in some time. I do think DW definitely has a future on this channel. Shout out to P Nice as well. I feel like the Thursday thing is going to keep working. Him on the news is going to keep working. We're probably going to keep doing interviews and shit like that all together. But in terms of the Tuesday show, y'all know that I've always been looking at this like, you know, trying to figure out what is the perfect.
The Tuesday show where I tripped on you, I believe that's the Tuesday show. I could be wrong. Management, in a comment, let me know. Is the Tuesday show where DW Flame tripped on Adam after DW Flame got called a baddie? I think that is the Tuesday show, but let's keep going. Management, let me know in the comments. I think that's the Tuesday show. I think Adam22 is like, we can continue to work, but keep that ninja away from me because I don't want to get the SHIT smacked up out of me. So we're going to keep DW Flame over there with the rest of what he got going on. Shout out to DW Flame. Shaking the table. Shout out to DW Flame.
Combination of people. And at a certain point, I do feel like in some ways having Brick and DW on the podcast turned every single episode into like a Crips Unlimited meeting.
Banged out.
It was a lot of
banged out.
Crip dissection.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Because when it comes down, you have two dudes who are from very different places, but you're both Crips, and we end up talking about shit. It ends up being like a conversation about the intricacies of Cripping to the point where I feel like the fans maybe felt a little bit alienated because that's not necessarily what they 100% want.
Intracripsies.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to know about this because I do kind of cover these topics. How do you guys feel about the more banged out YouTube hosts I don't want to call no names because it can seem disrespectful if I do say a name, and then if I don't say a name, you might feel like disrespected because I don't respect you as being banged out enough. It's a very slippery slope, so I'm just not gonna say anybody's name. But how do you guys feel about the YouTubers, the podcasters, the commentators, whatever the blah blah blah, reaction channels and blah 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 that are more centered around people acknowledging and projecting and voicing their opinions based off a gang standpoint or gang? I'm not sure if I'm saying this correctly because I want to make sure I say it in a way that doesn't offend anybody, but at the same time ask the direct question, because again, if you say somebody's banged out, they might get offended. Bro, come on, bro, why you say I'm banged out? I'm trying to live better and do different. But then if you don't say they banged out, come on, bro, what you think I'm turned down? What? Blah blah blah. So it's a slippery little slope. Either way it go though, man, I just want to know, how do y'all feel about those channels though that are a little bit more boisterous about their political affiliations with their fraternities or street lifestyles? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Because here at TNN Trap News Network, bow, square. You see that? We green. You see that little right there? Right there. Y'all see that little right there? Yo, we green like that, big dog. Square. Let me show y'all how square we are. Square. Receipt book. Square. What's a rectangle? But you get what I'm saying. Bow. 4 equal sides. Know nothing about nothing. Box of Apple Jacks. Twice as green. Whatever. But let's keep going.
They went to go copping them blue rags or hockey sticks out there, man. Listen to us every week.
Right. Yeah.
Listen, sitting me down with somebody from the other side caused me to lose it. I thought I was gonna be able to handle the backlash of us being together. I never thought that. And I don't give a fuck. I sit next to it. It's not my decision that you're not here on a Tuesday or whatever.
Yeah,
case I'm not saying
that was me, and I had that conversation with him.
Like he said, we don't make no decisions. Either we cool with it or. You know what I'm
I gave you a call right before I talked to DW, and I think right after, and then I gave you a call like right after as well. So it's like, this was my decision in terms of like what was going on here. So this is not like a Brick Baby hating on DW narrative.
Imagine if Brick Baby had gone. Imagine if Brick had just gone on Discord and told everybody, and it got
we learn from mistakes around this motherfucker.
Because I hate talking on the phone, so I'm sitting there like making my FaceTime calls, like really like geeked out.
I like how Lush has made a joke about himself because that's actually what got Lush fired. Him going on Discord talking to the. Never mind. Je lie to me, Lush. Je lie to me.
It's like, oh man, I'm ready. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna call him.
He's off 6 drugs at one time.
I was off caffeine and marijuana just like every day.
I've been drinking caffeine.
Nah, but at the end of the day, as we entered NAP gate, I figure like, tough skin, that shit ain't nothing. That shit ain't nothing. And the homies got to, man.
And then off-brand gate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That turned into off-brand gate.
Right.
Me talking to a homeboy that with a private phone call, it turns into off-brand gate. Then it turns into, niggas got me fucked up. They must don't know who.
Kill Squad gate.
Yeah. Kill Squad gate. And it was like, I don't think the fans, they were heavily invested in the beef, but I don't think that.
It was amazing content. Amazing content. That, 4 weeks of content. Pow. It was great. Great news.
We covered hip hop. I think, you know what I'm saying?
We didn't talk about hip hop at all that week. We talked about you ninjas and y'all ninjadom, for sure.
We never covered most of the topics. I feel like you were frustrated with that. It was a lot of, what do you call it when you start a topic?
Tangents.
Tangents.
I'll call it getting sidetracked. Here at TNN Trap News Network, news you use, knowledge you can't get in college. You better believe I'm going to get sidetracked because somebody in the comments said this before, and I'm going to say it again because I know I said it once. It was like, man, bro can't stay focused for nothing. He got ADD. If I can stay focused, would it be ADD? Nobody who had the best focusing, nobody who was ever the best focuser had the best focusing skills, the most amount of focus ever had ADD. They get sidetracked and go off on tangents because sometimes it's like being a goldfish in a bowl. You see something shiny, you're like, damn, what's that? And then you go figure it out. That's how you learn things, by figuring it out and asking questions. And I know I'm sidetracked. However, that's what a sidetrack tangent is. And that's what they trying to discuss because Adam gets mad about them being sidetracked and all that kind of stuff. But who cares? Because we get sidetracked. And that's how it happens sometimes. Sidetrack conversations sometimes make for the best conversations. Let that sink in, 22.
was a lot.
No, I'm just playing. He's running the business. You actually probably should stay on topic when you have a show like No Jumper here at TNN Trap News Network. When you guys are actually here to get my opinion, that's why you're watching a reaction video, not the actual video, because you actually are here for my reaction. You guys are like, oh, you paused it too much. Go watch the original content. It's right there. No Jumper clips. Go watch it. Go get it from the same place I got it from. Easy call. But you actually are here for my opinion. So if I stop the video or blah, 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 who cares? And then somebody's like, no, okay, bro, we get it, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Go watch the, if you don't like this, go watch the original video. You don't have to continue to watch this anymore. You can click off right now. You can unsubscribe and go blah, blah, blah. And if that's how you feel, we don't want you a part of this rich trapper mafia anyway. You're probably a wackanite. That's right. I called you a wackanite of the kingdom of whack 100s. You feel me? The rat niches. Let's keep going.
Out of tangents, I'm bad at it. He's very bad at it. I'm bad at it.
One of my homies.
But DW, he don't know that he in the podcast he used to get an interview, the shit that I had. So he'll be like, and go left.
And sometimes I do look at somebody like DW and I'm like, maybe you should have gave him a little bit more coaching in the beginning, because like we try out so many people on this podcast that like very rarely do I like sit down with them and say like, this is what we're doing. I need you to be like this. I need you to, don't do too much of this. Don't do too much of this. It's more like coaching on the fly, because I don't really know what the fuck people are going to be like on camera until we actually get in that environment. Right. But then sometimes it's like, you sit down with somebody for 2-3 hours and you do a podcast and you've got like in your head, you've got 3-4 things that you're like, okay, they really need to work on this. But you just had a 3-hour conversation. I want to go home. I want to smoke weed and go to bed. I don't want to fucking sit there and have another 45-minute conversation. Yeah, especially when you might not 100% be receptive to it in the case of a lot of people. Right?
I didn't know what potting was when I came. I sent you a text like, hey, anytime you see me fucking up, don't hesitate to tell me, because, man.
And that is the best thing that I will always say about Break Baby, is that he came into this environment accepting that he had a lot to learn and had a lot to grow with, which in comparison, I know you're cool with AD, whatever, but AD is someone that like I put on the podcast, didn't give him really any coaching. Along the way, I'm start telling him stuff.
Now, what I will say to Break Baby before Adam 22 starts unnecessarily hating on AD, because we're gonna be there for that too, and we're gonna bring up the fact that Adam 22 brings up AD, T-Rail, or Smack in every single episode in any situation where he can. It's a very unhealthy or possibly very healthy obsession. Either way it goes. With that all being said, I like the fact that Brick Baby is open and willing to take suggestions, comments, and directions. That's love. I appreciate the fact that Brick Baby is able to go into a situation with an open cup. That means that he's ready to receive education, knowledge, understanding of the situation presented in front of him. And you can't grow, you can't develop, you can't move forward if you don't go into every situation with an empty cup. So shout out to Brick Baby for going into every situation with an empty cup.
But he already like kind of had it in his head that like, oh, I'm lit. Like I'm dope. The people seem like they're fucking with me. So when I'm telling him like, yo, the interrupting and the tangents and the main character syndrome or whatever, he's like super resistant to that. And in a way, it's kind of like, fuck, well, if I had brought him onto the podcast and kind of told him like, listen, we're going to do a podcast every week, and then we're going to have a conversation afterwards about how it went and things we need to work on. Like if I kind of started out with it as a precedent of, okay, we are going to be
devil's advocate, that actually does make sense. After every game, they do watch film. They go over what went right. They go over what went wrong. So the same thing should be going on within a podcasting space when you're out there with your employees. You should, as a leader, go over what went right, what went wrong. Give your do-betters and your attaboys. You could have did better like this, but attaboy, you did that. And I like to give compliment sandwiches. You start off with something positive, you throw the negative in the middle, and you end with something positive. It's a compliment sandwich. You throw your negative in the middle, but start with something good, say the bad, end with something good. There you go. I really like your shirt. It doesn't match your shoes. Those shoes are amazing. There it goes.
Working on.
Make it work, bro. Make it work. If you can't understand that quick little 1-2 step I just gave you and make it apply, it's not for you. Over your head like a wave cap. Don't worry about it.
Your performance, like
somebody's super lost right now. Somebody else is also super mad that I continue to stop the video. So whatever, it's all good.
Nobody can imagine joining a fucking sporting team.
Yeah, reviewing game tape.
Yeah. Nobody can imagine doing that and just thinking like, oh, I'm already dope as fuck. Nobody can tell me shit.
And I think my sports background kind of got me, because that's what you do. You gotta study the people. Yeah. Like even if you know.
Don't let Brick Baby lie to y'all. He ain't got no sports background. Brick Baby rode the bench. He played second string Pine, starting Oak. No, I'm just playing. I don't know if Brick Baby plays what I'm just talking about. No, I'm just like, hey, he was a water boy, though. That's what I do know, though. First string water boy, varsity water boy. Didn't nobody warm up them towels like Brick Baby? What? Gatorade on ice. Gatorade on ice on the field. Gotcha. Towels. What? Did nobody keep the team hydrated like Brick Baby? You know, bench warmer. Expert level bench warmer. Shout out to Brick Baby.
Oh, yo, plays. It's like you finna play them next week. What they doing?
And the statements, the criticisms that I had during those time periods, if you want to go back and watch the tape from podcast episodes that we did in 2020 and 21, the criticisms that I had are 1,000% supported by like their Reddit now. Like their fans are the ones saying those things now about all of them. Like literally all of them. And I don't like to like throw it to the fans and be like, look at the fans, right? Especially because like their Reddit is heavily like everybody's banned and blocked from that shit. So like the fact that that's still the overwhelming narrative, even though
the fact that you're banned and blocked from their Reddit but still actually creeping on their Reddit makes you an expert level creeposaurus Rex, Mr. 22.
Like
so
a huge percentage
of comments.
Yeah, so like I mean on our Reddit there are certain things that you can't really say, but for the most part, you're pretty much allowed to say whatever. Like they're crazy. Go look at it right now. There's tons of negative threads about me. Unless you like go into the area of like too personal of attacks on people, and that's one thing that pisses me off is they always try to act like I was shaping the Reddit to like control narratives and shit. You know how many fucking times I loaded up the Reddit in the morning and had to go through and delete 3-4 posts about people's kids and people's moms and all this type of shit. Like I was going hard to protect them, and they are so married to the victim mentality, but I don't want to get into all that.
Well, the thing,
Adam 22, you let them get drugged and talked about bad on that Reddit, big dog, and then anything somebody came about you or whatever, blah blah blah, you took it away. You let the negative about them stay. You let the negative about them stay. You let the negative about you get deleted. That's how that happened, big dog. Stop trying to pilgrim the situation, pilgrim.
is like with all of us, you're kind of seeing us learn be in front of the entire world. We're doing this on the fly. Like you had no experience.
You don't get to make mistakes on live. Sometimes now I be like,
you were honestly.
I keep it. I can say everything right here.
Your crash out. Like I empathize with you so much at that moment. I was like, that reminded me of me and not understanding the nature of this game and the way content works, and like, I'm like, man, why are the people that are supposed to be supporting me exploiting me? What's going on? Like, like I felt like it's literally like echoing the exact sentiments I had during Fadegate with Flacco and I. You know what I'm saying?
Fadegate was great. Do you know what he's talking about?
Yeah, when he wanted to fade.
Yeah.
Break Baby laugh like Peter Griffin.
Fadegate ruined my life, to be honest with you. Like,
why do you say that?
It just put like it had been so much positive momentum leading like in that whole way that I ended my 2022 and no jumper, and I was like, okay. Like,
and drugs control our emotions too. Don't leave the drugs out.
Drugs and lack thereof drugs. Being sometimes
that's what
sober.
I'm saying. Yeah. That's what you call a crash out.
Yeah. So at that moment,
being angry because you can't get your dope is crazy.
Like
that, my friend, makes you a fiend. If you are mad because you can't get your dope, at that point, you are an addict, big dog. You have a problem. Go ahead and get some help. It's 12 steps that'll help you with that. Don't worry about it.
Everything kind of switched.
Recovery is hard, big dog, but shout out to everybody going through recovery. Hey, all jokes aside, all bullshit aside, all James, blah, blah, blah. Everybody going through recovery, whether you're on day one, whether you're on minute one, whether you're on hour one or year one or whatever. If you got your day one chip or today's your day where you get your day one chip, those of y'all who know, don't worry about it. I pray that God grants you the serenity to accept the things you can't change, the courage to change the things you can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Shout out to everybody going through recovery, big dog. I'm praying for y'all and I'm wishing y'all the best in your recovery. Shout out to y'all.
In the narrative, and people started kind of like delving into the inconsistencies of my character, and it was kind of more put on blast.
And this is part of the reason why I really need to finish my class that I've like put some time into writing and stuff, is because there are so many potential or like inevitable character arcs that I need to prepare people for. Like for instance, you will start to see people supporting you. You will start to see people being extremely positive about you, and then you will reach a tipping point in which they realize that they're kind of done praising you and building you up, and that's the moment where the fan base is going to decide that they want to tear you down. And realistically, now people are so used to this happening that they're going to be working on that from the beginning. No matter you could have a good week or two, and people are already going to start trying to put together the narratives in terms of why you suck and why you're not going to make it, etc. So I really should be like warning people in advance.
But to be fair, you did, Phone did, AD did. They're all was telling me like, yo, like they're going to be on your dick one day and they're going to hate you the next day. You can't internalize the criticism or the praise. Like you just got to keep doing.
Go ahead.
No, you just got to keep doing you. And you did say that to me. on multiple occasions.
And that's really how it is, man. So y'all wonder why in the comments I be so not giving the F-U-C-K about nothing y'all say, because in one comment y'all tear me down, and the next comment y'all build me up, and the next comment you tear me down, and the next comment you build me up, all for the same reason. It's a very abusive relationship, so I just choose not to be in it. Unless you guys be my imaginary friends, and in the comments I just respond to y'all the same way I respond to my actual friends, and that's why they get a kick out of my responses in the comments, because they know that I am actually not being anything outside of myself with the responses. That being said, man, I love y'all to death. Shout out to the Rich Trapper Mafia. Shout out to the Rich Trapper Political Party. Shout out to Honey Bourbon and Loose Leaves. Shout out to Desto Dub, man. Awful lot of loose leaves. Awful lot of honey bourbons. Whole lot of rich trapping going on. Loose leaves. Perfectly cut leaves for a perfect roll every single time. And if you don't want to roll up, make sure you get you some of those tasty live resin carts. Get into those, man. THC derived terpene carts. They fire. It's a box I'm supposed to read. Don't have the box on me because I was out here doing things. But I'm about to go to the house. I'm going to roll up me a honey bourbon. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and puff on my little blah, 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 wooty bam. Don't worry about it. If you know, you know. THC, get into that. They're available at every dispensary near you. They call it Tasties. Get into that, man. Live resin disposable cartridges. We finna get up out here to the next one, man. Hit that red dot, slide it to the left so I can explain to y'all how to get this good chili we giving away here at TNN Trap News Network. News you can use, knowledge you can't get in college, man. And it's free Avenue Angel until he's free. We gone.